Hello everyone and welcome to Theme Park Worldwide, where today I'm here at the Alton Towers Resort for a first look at Toxicator. This is the brand new ride here at the resort for 2025, a Suspended Huss Top Spin. And you know what, after following the construction and seeing the build up, it is wonderful to finally be standing here in Forbidden Valley and seeing the ride there just behind me. And the really exciting thing is today, we're going to be able to take you on with on-ride filming so you can see my reaction on Toxicator just here as well. Now, of course, throughout the construction, Toxicator was known as Project Ocean, and we saw the original plans almost a couple of years ago now when they first put the plan application in, and we saw this big box thinking something's going to be raised up on top of a 5-meter concrete platform. Well, here it is, complete just behind me, Toxicator, and you know what, it certainly does look fantastic. So in this video, we're going to take a look around the area, have a detailed look at the queue line, and of course, take you on ride so you can see my reactions to this new top spin as well. I've got to say though, as a huge fan of flat rides and intense flats especially, to see a top spin back here at Alton Towers does make me really happy. Of course, many of you may remember Ripsaw, the former top spin that used to sit on this site here at the park, that operated from 1997 through to 2015. It was then removed from the park, and it was really sad actually seeing the top spin leave because it was a great attraction, but it had come to the end of its life. And obviously 10 years later, Alton Towers have brought this attraction back, but completely revitalised it. Like I say, this is a suspended model from Huss Rides. What we're seeing here is a completely updated version of the older models. You had Ripsaw, of course you had Ramsay's Revenge down at Chessington as well. With this ride, it's completely different to the old Ripsaw, and the fact that you're not seated like this, all facing the same way. You are seated back to back. You're suspended, your legs are dangling, and also on this version, compared to even some of the other updated models out there, the restraints are actually a lot thinner on here, so there's not anywhere near as much kind of holding you in on this, which is going to add to the fear factor quite a lot for many people with this ride. Of course, it's got the over-the-shoulder restraint still, but it's not got like the big T-bar that comes down, and a lot of you may remember from, of course, the old Ripsaw Huss Top Spin that was here. You know, it could be quite uncomfortable. It got very tight at times, and that isn't the case with these newer models. So I'm really excited to get on it. Come and join us here at Alton Towers as we ride Toxicator. Well, the time has come, entering the queue line for the first time for Toxicator. And look at all the details around here. All the concrete base, all the slime coming down. Really looking forward to this. Liking the music as well. And yeah, there's a look at height restrictions, of course. 1.4 minimum, 1.95 maximum. And there's the sensory guide just on the side there as well. Oh wow, look at this. Loads to see at the side of the queue line. Got like all the biohazard suits in there, and that is looking great. All the green lighting, of course, can't wait to see it on the opening day tomorrow and see it tomorrow night. And there's a look down at the main part of the queue line. Not loads of theming around, but you have got a couple of barrels around there at the side. Oh, it's good to have a top spin back here at Alton Towers though, I know that. And great that we can take you along for the experience. Yeah, that's the operator's cabin just here on the side. All seated then here now, just waiting for the restraints to come down, get checked, and then of course we'll have a dispatch. But yeah, I tell you what, first impressions, quite a lot to see down in the sides there, lots hidden away. And I'm looking forward to having a good explore round and get some off-ride shots. You're going to see Charlotte off-ride somewhere, get lots of footage as well that I'm going to be putting in for you all. But yeah, really excited for this. I tell you what, it's just great to finally be back on a top spin here at Alton Towers for the first time in 10 years. Like, brilliant. Like, it's weird actually sitting on a top spin here again and facing that way instead of facing out towards Nemesis. And that's a great thing with this. It's going to offer a real different experience, whether you're facing this way or the other side towards Galactica as well. Still just waiting for them restraints to go down at the moment. Obviously it won't normally take this long to load it up. It's only because we're all on here filming today, with it being the media events. Here's the phalanx. Restraints should be coming down momentarily. Loving the music though, and just kind of loop in as well. After sat here, really builds up the tension, builds up the excitement and anticipation for the ride. All the fountains there as well. Looking good. Well, restraints are all down and we should be all good to go here for my first ever ride on Toxicator, and it's great of course that we can take you along for the full experience on here as well so you can see my reactions. I tell you what though, first impressions of the area, it's looking great, and the restraints on here are much more comfortable than other models out there. Here we go. And we're all ready for a dispatch here on Toxicator. My first ever ride, let's go. Whee! Woo! Oh, straight in. Oh, the fountains as well. Whoa! Oh, it's nice to be back on one of these at Alton Towers. Good views as well. Woo! Oh! Here we go. Now I've been told that the ride can run quite a few different cycles as well, and obviously in the summer expect to get wet on here. I don't think we're going to today though. Woo! That's the good thing with these top spins, you always get like them awkward hangs, don't you? This builds up the suspense, builds up the excitement. I tell you what, some cracking views of Nemesis over there. Here we go. Woo! Hey! Whoa! Whoa! Oh wow, I tell you what, it's intense, but it's very smooth. I remember Ripsaw in its later years, you know, it was quite a jolty experience, wasn't it? Whereas this, very smooth, as it should be, you know, for a brand new attraction from Huss Rise. Yeah, the views are awesome up here. Obviously on the other side, you're going to get Galactica. Whoa! Way! Woo! Oh, so intense. Oh, I thought we were going for another one then. Oh, that was good. Really intense, quite a good cycle we get in here as well. That's what we like. Woo! Hey! Fantastic. So much more comfortable than the older models of these restraints as well. They're nowhere near as bulky. Fantastic, there we go. That's Toxicator, new for 2025 in Alton Towers. I think everybody enjoyed it, and I did too. Brilliant, really good. Well, there you go, you've just joined me for my first ever ride on Toxicator here at Alton Towers. And firstly, I've got to say that it was wonderful to ride a top spin again here at this park. I was really sad when Ripsaw closed, so you know what, to see a more modern, updated version of the ride here at the park is fantastic. And what Alton Towers have done with the overall experience of look of the area is brilliant. One of my personal favourite things is the audio. It really builds up the anticipation, especially, you know, when you imagine you're going to be walking down into Forbidden Valley and having that epic score from Nemesis, and then kind of coming round here and walking underneath it and having that transition from the awesome Nemesis Reborn soundtrack into this this for Toxicator, and that's really going to hype people up for the ride. And of course, going up into the queue line, all the different sound effects, and then whilst you're actually on the ride as well, the audio is all fully synced up, which really does make the experience on here. As I mentioned previously, the restraints are a lot more comfortable on here than any other top spin that I've done. Obviously, there's a couple of other suspended top spins out there. One of them that's quite famous is Phantasialand in Germany, that was home to Talican. That's also a similar model to this. However, this is actually a lot more comfortable, because even on Talican, the restraints are a lot more bulky. On this, they're a lot thinner, and obviously you've not got the bar coming down like the older ones, which means it's the most comfortable and less restricted top spin that I've ever seen out there, which I've very much enjoyed. So I think that's just a sign of the fact that, you know, the manufacturer, Huss Rides, have improved the model over the years, and you can certainly tell that when you ride this here at Alton Towers with Toxicator. It's very comfortable. So anyone that might get a little bit, you know, claustrophobic and worries about being padded in a bit too much, on this it's certainly not the case. You've got a lot more room to breathe, and that really does add to the ride experience. Now, I've been lucky enough to have two rides on here. Obviously, it does have the back-to-back seating, one of which you face out looking towards where Blade used to be, and on the other side, looking towards Galactica. I've got to say, for me, it was definitely a better ride facing that way towards Galactica. You could see a lot more over there, looking out at the coaster, and obviously the fact that this is raised up on top of a 5-meter platform, then the height of the ride itself, that really does add to it. So yeah, I did enjoy the views a lot more on that side. The cycle was good. We're being told today that it will run a few different settings, and you may have also noticed in some of the footage, they have got a couple of dryers down there at the side. We're being told there's a high chance you will get wet on the warmer days. Obviously Ripsaw used to soak you some days, and it's going to be the same with this. It will vary depending on the weather. Obviously they're not wetting people today, and they probably won't be at the weekend because it's going to be quite cold for the opening day, which is completely understandable. I think that's a good call from Alton Towers. The whole idea of this is not just providing a great ride experience, but also adding some much needed capacity into the park. So if they were soaking the gondola every time on a cold day, people aren't going to ride it. And the whole idea is you want people to ride these to help the queues on the other rides, obviously in this area as well. So I'm very pleased with what they decided to do with that. The ride experience was great. It was very intense. There was quite a lot of flips on there. You had some slower moments as well where you can just take in the views and the ambience. And I've got to say, if you are on this side, you get a lovely view looking over at Nemesis Reborn, which is great. And with Ripsaw, obviously it used to fully face Nemesis, whereas with this, if you're on this side, you get an awesome view looking all the way up Forbidden Valley. You can see the helicopter at the top with that spinning round, and yeah, that really added to it as well, which was great. It was intense, it was forceful, but it was also very smooth as well, which I was very pleased about. There's not really any head banging, and you remember from the older models, and again we'll mention Ripsaw, well, there was a lot of head banging. Not the case on this. It's the smoothest top spin I've ever been on, and as it should be for a brand new ride. Now of course Charlotte's not been able to ride today, but she has got lots of footage around the area whilst I've been experiencing Toxicator, so really do appreciate that. And you can see there's a lot of little details around, including the tunnel. Obviously it's just off to the side where we are now. You can see there you've got all the pipes in there. There's a lot of artwork on the walls and things to see. There's also a lot of like throwbacks to Ripsaw. I noticed it says 97 on one of the walls around here, which was like the opening date for Ripsaw, the old top spin that was here. There's some nods to Nemesis, the storyline for Toxicator, and yeah, I'm really impressed with how they've done that and kind of tying it all together with the area. Now obviously the colour scheme, it is very vibrant down here. I've been initially saying throughout, you know, I was a bit concerned how it was going to look, especially with the whole area being kind of, you know, the red and black with Nemesis and walking into the valley. When you come down here and see it, it just fits perfectly down here. I think they've chose the colours well, and it certainly fits beautifully, especially when you see down here at the side all the theme that they've added, the barrels and everything. It's like that full overall experience that they've created. The queue line hasn't got loads going on. You've got the little cage at the side with a few bits in, like the biohazard suits and things. So I like how they've done that. But I'm hoping, you know, maybe there's a little bit more tweaking to do around the queue line. Adding a few more bits would be fantastic. It's clear though with this ride that they've put a lot of passion into it. It's a permanent flat ride here at Alton Towers that I've been asking for a number of years, and to see a beloved top spin back here at this park is brilliant. I'm excited for the opening day tomorrow. I'm going to be down here in the morning capturing the atmosphere. I think it's going to get quite a big queue. There's been a lot of hype for this ride. A lot of people are really excited for it, and as you should be. It's a great addition here to Alton Towers, and yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's all come together. You've also got the shop with the merchandise in as well, so here's a little look at some of the merchandise that's an offer in there. As you'd expect with the colour scheme of Toxicator, it's all very green and black, and yeah, I'll have a more closer look at the merchandise in the videos coming up over the weekend as well. That's just a little preview of what there is merchandise-wise, and that's available in Bunker 94, which is right down here next to the ride. Overall though, I think it looks great, the soundtrack's fantastic, how this has been finished off is really good, and like I said, I think for me the things I'd just like to see was a little bit more theming around parts of the queue line, maybe on the roof of Bunker 94, because when you're up there on the ride, you kind of look at the roof and there's just nothing on there, you know, so it'd be nice to see them add some details, even some more slime and things a bit like this. And then also as well, the floor. I'm not a huge fan of how we just got tarmac underneath here. I think like a resin on top would look great, something a bit like they did down at Hyperia at Thorpe Park, and Chessington have done it quite a bit over the past few years, just to kind of finish this off a bit more. But overall, really impressed with it. I mean, you've just got to look over here with all the rocks, and you can see more of the queue line, you know, down here at the back. And like when you look at it, they've done a fantastic job with just integrating it into the area. And yeah, the fact they've put it on the platform as well just really has made it a fantastic ride experience. But thanks to Alton Towers for inviting us down for the event today, and of course being able to take you along with on-ride filming. Who'd have thought it? Alton Towers, we've got some on-ride filming, and fingers crossed we'll be able to bring you more throughout 2025, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, give it a big thumbs up, and of course we've got lots more Alton Towers content coming over the weekend. It's Alton After Dark, we're going to see this baby at night tomorrow, which is going to be really exciting, and yeah, seeing all the other updates around the rest of the park as well. I'm Sean Sandbrook, thanks for joining us here at Alton Towers, and that leaves me with one final thing to say: get out there and keep on riding. See you in the next video.